to Flipper Flicks this week. You don't get a fun intro because I'm not feeling creative this week. Sorry about it. I'm Sam.
I'm Adam.
I'm Tim.
And this week, if you watched the expectations on social media, you'll know that we got AI suggestions and we ended up with Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. So this one's on Tubi and it might be, is it also on Amazon Prime?
Yeah,
It
we
is.
watched it there because I don't like commercials.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's available without commercials, it's always the good.
Always.
Yeah. So you got two
But if you
options.
don't have it, they'll do for free. So.
Yeah, true.
For free.
So you got two options for watching it, and the synopsis is two con men trying to settle their rivalry by betting on who can swindle a young American heiress out of $50,000 first.
Rivalry.
Rivalry.
There's your intro.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What
I
the
know.
hell?
You missed out, man.
Should have brainstormed with you guys before the episode.
I know. Or you could have gone something with Star Wars because Senator Palpatine or Darth Sidious, whatever you want to call him, is a butler.
Yeah, that was really odd.
That's true. Yeah.
Because, like, at the very beginning, they show that they had the longest cast. Like, the intro, Tim, I'm sure you were dying.
Oh yeah,
the credits.
Very
Yeah.
90s credits intro. Just
Yeah.
sitting there with the music and the silly letters. Yeah.
Which I was laughing to myself because I'm like,
Words on the screen. Those are names.
I was gonna be like, did they just like sit like leave the camera up for a while, or do you think they just looped it?
I figured they looped it, but I don't know.
Yeah, I would imagine.
being
But back in
stupid.
that day, they probably
might have
literally
left
just
it,
left
yeah.
the camera up and just picked the best sequence.
Yeah. But I saw Ian McDiarmid's name come up. I'm like, why do I know that name? And then the butler walks up. I'm like, there he is. I know him. I was pretty excited to see that he was in this. It just seemed so random.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And
I mean, also,
go ahead.
sorry, go ahead.
No. You.
We're still kind of getting into it. I was going to dive into the film.
No, you can.
I was just going to say, the whole thing, like from the beginning, he kind of shows that he does like a scam, like he's
Yep.
a scam artist, right?
With Fanny.
Takes money from people, and then and Lawrence has this big ass house and a butler. I'm like, there's no way with the type of scams he's doing. There's no way he'd have all this.
Oh yeah,
He'd
no.
have to be doing that like 24/7. Just like there's just no way.
Yeah.
Not feasible.
It's definitely not feasible in today's age.
I know. That's what I was thinking of too. Like I was trying to remember the remake of The Hustle and if they addressed this or not. But like a lot of the scams they were running, you could just Google and like know
Yeah.
that like
Right.
Dr. Schaffhausen doesn't exist. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or this kingdom doesn't exist. So I don't know. Like some
And
of
there
it
can't
kind of
be
loses its magic.
That many people that are like that gullible, right?
Well,
With
they-
that much, I don't know.
They were saying the whole reason they go for these super rich and non-virtuous people is because they want to feel like they're helping. When in reality, like
Right.
he's just taking advantage of people, but he himself is one of those people.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
Right,
funny
yeah.
to me. We're talking about Michael Caine's character.
Yeah.
Lawrence Jameson. That was a whole thing, like trying to like when Steve Martin's character Freddy is like in the jail cell trying to come up with his name. That was all
Yeah.
ad-libbed.
And he commits to
Was
so
it?
many different first names.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah.
Apparently, Frank Oz, he's the director. He we've actually had him in a couple movies because he's Miss Piggy. Also Yoda.
Mhm.
He was like sitting, he like was out of camera, but like was able to hit the detective's like foot to tap him to be like, all right, you're gonna stop him stop Steve Martin
That's
once.
great. Old school style, like I'm gonna tap you on the foot to give you the cue. Like
Yeah, like, I'm gonna cue you to stop his shenanigans, but I want to let him go as far as he can. This whole thing is kind of crazy. Like the way they got Michael Caine was Frank Oz goes to him and is like, hey, so like I got this movie. This is a remake of another movie
What?
called Bedtime Story. No, wait.
my
Yeah, Bedtime
God.
Story from 1964.
They just be remaking this movie
This is
every
the second
couple.
rendition, yeah.
Oh wow.
And he's like, okay, so you're gonna have a place, a French villa, like a villa in the south of France, right? And he's like, oh, that sounds pretty cool. And then he like looks up, like looks up the place, calls a couple of friends. Turns out it's right between two of his good friends. So he's like, of course, I would love to do this movie. So that's how they got Sir Michael Caine.
That's pretty cool.
I thought you'd both enjoy that, or at least
that's pretty neat.
Sam would be more frustrated that this is a remake.
So
the hustle is a remake of a remake.
Yeah. It just keeps going. But like with the way that movies are these days, that also doesn't shock me. Like that they would remake this so many times. But I am a little disappointed because it's interesting that they chose this story because, like, from a plot standpoint, like it's fun, it's a good comedy, but like there's nothing really amazing about this plot. Like it's basically two con men.
Right. Yeah. There's nothing. Yeah. There's no originality left in the world. Right. So it's just really just some simplicity and goofiness going on.
Yeah, pretty much.
There's a little more to it though than what meets the eye.
Oh yeah.
Like there at the end, I mean, I was impressed by the ending, to be honest, because it's like I wasn't really expecting that. I wasn't like trying to figure the movie out at that point. I was just watching it as a comedy, and then bam, she's fucking. So I'm like, okay, all right,
this caught him off guard.
Yeah, I really like Lawrence because once he realized she didn't have money and she was just selling stuff off, he was trying to be a good guy and give it back.
Yeah,
and then he loves the fact that she won essentially.
Yeah.
And then at the end again, he's like impressed and smiling as they're all walking to the mansion.
Yeah.
Like,
I know.
It's great. It's so good.
She like tells like it's like, oh yeah, this is Chip O'Toole from Australia, and he just has this like loading bar.
He's
currently
like angry at first, and he's like just thinking like, okay, I gotta get in character.
I like the idea of downloading the Australian accent real quick. Be right back.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Good eye, mate.
Loading. Like the Matrix. I need guns. He's like, I know kung fu. It's like, yeah.
And then Freddy's a mute.
Yeah, that was great.
He just knew. Yeah. Oh God.
Well, I mean, they had some good style in this film, though. Like, are you guys bringing back the male pinky ring anytime soon?
Well,
yeah, I'm wearing one right now.
I am not of royal bloodline, so
you can't do it.
I might have to scalp it to see how much I can get for it. Maybe Fanny can hook me up with some money.
Yeah.
Which can we come back to the name Fanny? Like, why did that go away?
Real.
Such a classic name.
I know. Like, is it just because some people refer a butt as Fanny?
Probably.
And people are like, I don't want my child's name to be Butt. Yeah.
Could be.
There's probably a lot to that. Yeah.
I'm going to name my dog or next cat Fanny.
Fanny.
Come on, Fanny.
I found it interesting that Lawrence has the inspector looks into everybody. He can find the background on any U.S. citizen too, which is mind-boggling. But he never thinks to look up Miss Colgate, like Janet. Like he never has.
Why doesn't he?
Yeah, like he takes a butler's word for it. Not a butler, like a hotel
concierge or something.
Yeah. And that was like kind of the only plot hole that I had for the film. Because I'm like,
That's true. Because he even talks about how usually they're thoroughly vetted and everything before he goes after them.
Exactly. Which is really funny. Like the cop's in on it. He's helping and like
abuse of power, not at all.
Nah, it's all good. The butler gets 10% of the share, which was hilarious to me.
Yeah.
Right.
What did he do?
He just adds to it, I think.
He takes them up to their room and you
Right.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right, Tim. He like produces the ambiance a little bit.
Yeah.
He makes it more believable.
Keeps him on track. He's kind of like the guy that's there when nobody else is there to make sure everything's like flowing perfectly, I think.
Sometimes you just need a third eye, like third set of ears and eyes.
Right.
Yeah.
What'd you think of Freddy's disguise of wearing the Navy uniform? And then the two sailors behind him.
That. Yeah, that was pretty funny.
In the club, like he's just glaring at it, Lawrence, and Lawrence has just got this big ass smirk behind it, like right back at him.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
There was 7 sailors in the back of that van.
Yeah, I thought that was funny when like he figures it out and then he goes back, like he drops Steve Martin off at like the Navy room and then he comes back the next day and Steve Martin has to be like unglued from the wall and he's like, I was glued to that wall for 6 hours or something. Like that was just funny to me.
Great
Little
guy.
detail. Yeah.
Great guy right here. My favorite quote, which I feel like the way he says it makes it seem like it's something that's a normal quote. It's a poacher who shoots the rabbits may scare the game away. And I was like, I feel like that's like a quote that you're supposed to know, but like I've never heard that before.
Yeah.
Tim?
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Right? But
It sounds kind of weird.
like, but I mean I get it, like
Right, I get it, but like
contextually.
yeah, it's not. Yeah.
But he says it with so much like confidence, like you're like, yeah, that's a saying.
Mm-hmm.
That's a thing.
Yeah. I don't think it is.
I don't think
Sure.
so either. Yeah.
No, it's yeah.
But he says it with so much like polish and
Panache.
yeah, that it's like, okay, I believe you. I am hoping you guys can help me figure this note out. So I said that Steve Martin can play a great cat. And
Cat?
Yeah, a cat. And apparently this comes up when they're told they're gonna live in Oklahoma. Does he play a cat when he's roof rigged at some point?
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe he does a really good cat. I don't know.
That was pretty good. The first part when he was like training him, and he's like he makes him a buffoon.
Yeah. I don't remember him acting like a cat though. So
I don't
now I'm
remember a
confused.
cat.
He does say something about it, I thought, but I can't remember now.
I was shocked that Freddie went along with it that hard.
I know. Well, he probably thought he was getting paid, and like they were a partnership,
Yeah.
and then he doesn't get paid, which was the whole idea behind it. Because he went straight from like learning to be suave and whatnot, which he sucked at still, and then he was like, it wasn't that at all. He was just
Yeah.
like playing an idiot, and then
Yeah.
He had that nice. He couldn't figure out the lean.
right.
Yeah.
He sat there trying to do the lean
Just
for like 5 minutes.
ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, and I guess they have to like, at the end of the movie after they got and she comes back, like they better have a clear conversation about how they're gonna split the money. Otherwise this whole thing's just gonna go down again.
Right.
Oh, the jackal's gonna get him.
Mm-hmm.
I think at one point, once they find out she's the jackal, oh, Janet, Jackal, they both start with J. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah, like what? Okay.
that's
He's like,
not
it
how,
makes sense to think about it. Okay.
no, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
If it was Jackie,
There you
then
go.
yeah.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
I'm just saying, Janet does not equal Jackal.
Definitely not.
Which, by the way, Janet looked really familiar. She's Glenn Headley. I kept being like, this lady is related to Judy Greer. I don't know why, but I thought she did. She was. She's not. She's from the Dick Tracy show, which I've never seen.
Weird.
Yeah, I've never seen that.
But she looked so familiar.
She's just like the whatever era this was version of Judy Greer.
Must be.
The 80s, 70s, whenever this was made.
So she would have been Cheryl or Carol or whatever Sterling Archer feels like calling her for the day.
There was one part that bugged me that is like irrationally for it to bug me. But at one point, so when he's first trying to get rid of Freddie and he's putting him on a plane, he's in his like typical like vacation outfit Steve Martin is. It's like a white blazer with like a cap and then shorts. And then it pans to him on the plane when he meets Fanny. I think that's who's on the plane, right?
Yeah, it is.
And he's in jeans. And I'm like, who changes clothes to jeans on a flight? Like, that's not right.
First off,
Right.
jeans are uncomfortable.
Right. Like, although,
Yeah.
I don't know. If you're in
I've
first
never-
class, maybe, no.
Right. I've never understood jeans, to be honest, in general. Every
I
time I,
just
wear
don't
them,
like
I don't,
them.
I don't understand them.
Yeah, right? Why your knees should just not be covered at ever.
Yeah, like come on.
Like
now.
leave your knees out.
Yeah. I mean, I can understand you getting rid of the jacket. Like, that could be
Oh, yeah.
constricting on a flight.
Right,
Right.
yeah.
But, like, I would think you'd want the shorts over the jeans.
Oh yeah.
Oh, 100%.
I wear shorts whenever I can.
Exactly.
I keep our house frigid, so I'm wearing pants right now, but they're joggers.
No jeans in sight.
No jeans.
No jeans.
They're more or less nice looking sweatpants.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I wear majority of the time.
Nice. Or I've got, what are they, chinos?
Mhm.
I got some of
Oh
those
yeah,
too.
chinos. There you go. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Looking real fashionable these days. And then I wear these obnoxious like Saucony shoes. They're just like highlighter colors everywhere.
That's fair. I'm cool with that.
I turned some heads in Norway, specifically one old man.
Yeah.
They were like, this passes for European, and
Mm.
nope, that's an American.
All right. Wait a second. He's not Norwegian. Nah. Just like 1/16. Who's counting?
Also, this was
And
not to shut down your Gene conversation, but Steve Martin's kind of old in this film, and he's talking about his grandma.
Okay, yeah.
well, okay, so that's because he's the younger fella of the two.
Yeah.
But again, Steve Martin is always just looking like he's 40. Like,
Right.
Right.
so I don't know. He probably is 40 in this. But
He's 42.
Like, see,
So,
I
but
his
assuming
grandma, might be 80 or so. Like,
yeah, she'd
probably
be
not
like
that old.
84.
Yeah, she'd be
80-ish.
roughly like 80s or so, I would imagine, depending on a couple of factors. But
Like when people had children.
yeah,
If they waited at all, it makes literally no sense. Like if they're upwards towards like the higher 20s, those numbers don't add up. The dude has white hair. Why are
Yeah.
you believing him about his grandma?
right.
Yeah, but like back in the day, they started early.
They did start early back then.
True. Good call.
All right, so we did the math, and it checks out if they started early.
Yeah, like
Sure.
70s and 80s, like your grandparent is still around where you could be helping him out with some surgeries.
Yeah.
Check.
So in the beginning, I thought it was funny. Like, I didn't understand why, but now I do more because it was a scam. But like, they kept pushing the one chick into the bushes. He's like, "I've got
Yeah.
enemies," and he like pushes her in the bushes.
That was hilarious.
And then the cop comes by and he pushes her in the bushes. So like, they're just random bushes. You're not hiding her from anything.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny.
Well, it's
It was
particularly
great.
funny because it's not like they're pushing her into like a hedge or something, right? It's like one potted plant.
Yeah,
It was like a palm
pot
tree,
plants,
right?
like, oh my
Yeah.
god! Yeah, it's like
It was like I was seeing palm fronds.
Yeah.
yeah, something silly like that. Oh god.
I love that you noticed that because we were also like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
when we were
it's just
watching
kind
it.
of like, okay, it's this kind of film. All right.
Yeah, and well, Sam and I had a background in this because we saw The Hustle and knew it was a remake.
Right.
You were going in a bit more blind.
Yeah, I had no idea what's going on.
So you were like, I don't know
Totally
what's.
is it.
Is he really a prince? Probably not, but
Yeah, I assumed he wasn't. I mean,
yeah. I feel like it was pretty obvious he wasn't.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so this movie actually got pretty critically acclaimed.
Particularly clearly.
Got an 89% from the critics,
Okay.
an 84 from the audience, 7.4 out of 10 from IMDb, and an 82% from Google, which I feel like with comedies these days, you don't see high numbers.
Probably not.
I think we've talked about it before. Movies just can't be straight comedies now.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
It's weird.
It's very strange.
But how would you rank this one, Sam? You flipping it on? Is the algae rhythm?
I don't know. Okay, so for the algae rhythm, it told me to flip it off. It said, "Oh, look at the time." And so I don't know. That feels a little harsh for me, but I will give you the scores that I had. So I had dialogue as like all right, whichever one that is. I think that's like maybe a 2 or a 3. Plot and acting I had as solid, so I think that's like a 4. Vibe I had not applicable because I don't know. These older movies, they just look like old movies. They don't really have like a special look or feel to them. For pacing, I did mark that kind of low because I feel like at a certain point it does drag on a little bit when they're like doing the contest. They could probably chop that up a little bit and still be fine. And then the music I had as like NA, and cinematography I had as not applicable. So I ended up with, and I said I'd stop at a hotel because I think I would. But so I ended up with a flip off, and like I'm trying to decide if that's accurate or not because like would I watch it again consistently? Probably not. But like if I had a group of people over where I needed something that I could just like flip on and people could laugh about, like probably. So This feels like a solid on the fence one, and given the algorithm's telling me to flip it off, that's probably accurate.
Yeah. Mine was saying something similar where basically it was based on what I said for the hotel.
Mm.
And I said flip it on at the hotel, so I ended up inevitably flipping it on. The dialogue, plot, and vibe, I gave it a 4. Acting a 5. Thought the acting was good.
Yeah.
Pacing a 3 though, because like Sam said, at one point it just felt like it was dragging. It was an hour and 50 minutes. I felt like it could have been an hour 30, 40. Music and cinematography, I just didn't notice or care
It's
about.
old.
So
I don't think they put as much effort on that back in the day.
yeah. So overall, I thought it was solid.
Nice.
What about you, Tim?
Yeah, I mean, I put the dialogue and plot as 4s. Acting, I said it was all right. Just because I'm not kind of into. Some of it was just just over the top. I don't know. It just felt a little weird at times, but it was pretty good how they were like, or at least Lawrence was jumping back and forth in his voices and stuff. Vibe again, just a 3. It's all right. Pacing, I was mad about the 2 because it does feel like it was way too long for what it was.
Yeah.
There were times where I was like, okay, this could be done. We get the idea.
Cut that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Music, I said it was damn, that was sexy just because I thought it actually fit really well. It wasn't anything I was super into or whatever, but it fit the vibe and everything of the movie. Cinematography, not applicable because it's, well,
You didn't notice it.
Yeah.
there was nothing to notice. Yeah. And staying at a hotel, I said keep going. So it says for me to flip on, but it also says, oh, look at the time.
You sure it says flip on? Because it should say flip off.
It does. It says flip on. Oh, look at the time. So I was very confused by it.
Oh.
So it's on the fence.
Yeah,
the whole thing is on the fence. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you hit that exact median, like exact number where it's both.
Yeah.
So I think it's worth a flip on, just because it's not fully a straightforward like, oh, it's popcorn flick. There's actually a little meat to it, and of course the actors are pretty legendary. So I definitely flip on for at least one watch.
And I will say, since they've remade this movie so many times, if you haven't seen it, I feel like you should watch a version of it. So I'm gonna say that my algorithm is wrong, and you should flip it on. I don't care which version, this one or whatever one.
The bedtime story.
Yeah.
What a weird name.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense for this
plot. No, it doesn't. I will say we did change up the algorithm. Just as a random heads up to people who are listening. Because we were like music and cinematography, like either it's there or it's either there and it's great, there and it's terrible, or just there. So we're like, we're going to make it only one of 3 options.
Yeah.
Change it a little bit. See how that works. You know, it's ever evolving.
Yeah.
But getting to next week, we're going to spin the wheel for Timothy.
Whoa.
With like 7 Y's in there.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Tim got a daily trend.
Oh, I thought you were going to say AI suggestions again.
No, those are gone.
I would have been like, we're stuck in the 80s or wherever we are. Is it football related?
It might be.
Could be a couple different things.
It's football related, but not American football.
Let's see.
Today, I only have 3. Oh, let me do real time. Well, no. Okay, I hit real time, Tim, and these are interesting.
Okay. Oh, God.
Did you hit real time?
Yeah.
So we got Purdue Boilermakers men's basketball.
Yeah. Oh, no.
So basically men's basketball is in the first topic.
Sports ball.
Tornado.
It's a lot of NBA. Yeah.
Yeah, NBA, hockey, NBA.
But based on the number 2 tornado, I already have a film in mind.
There you go.
So cool.
Well, tune in next week to see what it is, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it out.
If you like this episode, follow us on Instagram and Twitter at FlipperFlix. I guess we don't have to say it anymore, but I'm going to do it anyway because I'm old. Follow along, see what we're doing. Interact if you'd like to.
Yeah, hit us up there. I don't know. You can also give us recommendations on other of those sites, or you can go to our website at www.flipperflix.com. Yeah, we do a couple recommendations each season, so we just love we're trying to pander right now. We're trying to get you to come to our website, give us some clicks, and recommend us a movie because, you know, we're going to have to pick those eventually, and more the merrier, right?
Yeah.
You can also, speaking of pandering, you can also rate us rate and review us on Apple, Spotify now. Oh, we also do polls there occasionally. So that's always fun.
Answer Adam's questions.
Answer all of my questions, God damn it.
And if you're wondering, when can I catch these fools? You can catch us at 1 p.m. Eastern on Thursdays. We're on Spotify, as Adam mentions, where he does his polls. We're on Apple, Google, Amazon. I believe you can subscribe on the various platforms, and that way you'll get like a push notification or it'll come right into your queue. So that way you don't ever have to look at the clock on Thursday. It'll just be there for you. Kitty!
Can you later? Can you later? Bye later.